Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to population. What the fuck? To Wrasslin Talkos podcast, episode 47. Y'all here just in time for a major announcement. We will be featured podcast on a new independent wrestling magazine. I believe it's called Empire. Not prepared for other stuff. Damn it.
You never are.
It is called. Let me get it. Indie Empire Wrestling Magazine.
Hey.
We'll be featured on it. The magazine comes out next month, sometime next month. And yeah, major announcement. That's legit. That's badass. How you feeling about that?
Got something in my stomach. I don't know how to describe that.
Butterflies.
Butterflies, is that what they are?
Anyways, our guest today is world champion. Man, that's hard to say. Say that 3 times fast.
World champion, blah, blah.
See, that's hard to say.
World champion.
Alejandro Alvarez the third. That's another thing hard to say. So, 83. How you feeling?
Oh, by the way, we have Rogue World Champion AA3. Do you know that I should have been the very first thing you were talking about? I don't care about your stupid announcements. You know, the two of you have already pissed me off really, really bad. See, first you make me pay for my own limo. You make me pay for my own hotel. You don't have any ladies for me in the room. You don't have any wine for me ready in the room. You don't have any ladies to drive me over here. What the hell is your guys' problem, huh?
Got your water.
You got me a water.
Bottle.
Why didn't you pay for any of that stuff for me? Huh?
Without the water will be
suffice.
We're not.
Money doesn't really grow on trees, does it?
Yeah, we don't.
Baller on a budget.
You know, we're from Corpus, so like it's a small city. We don't really have a lot of money. We're trying to make this our money. We still have jobs.
Well, why don't you just get your parents to pay for it?
Parents?
What?
How's that? What? My mom works for her own money.
Huh?
And my dad's not even in the picture right now.
Wow.
Never been in the picture.
Just ask your stupid questions.
I have no stupid questions.
Then ask your questions,
okay,
pal.
Come on, Franco, the interviewer.
Let's get right into it, I guess.
Let's go.
That was great opening.
I mean, it's not the first time I've upset anyone.
It won't be the
It's
last.
all a lie.
With a face like that, pal, I can see why.
Wow. Face like this.
You should have seen when he had his full beard.
I don't want to.
I can show you a picture if you want.
No, thank you.
Sure?
No, this interview's about AA3.
Can I Snapchat you the picture after that?
No, I don't use Snapchat. I'm not a stupid millennial like you guys who waste all your time looking at a screen. You want to know what I do? I train my ass off. Just like I trained my ass off to become the World Champion.
You know, I used to like you.
I
like you more now. I used to like you a little bit just because it took you a lot to earn that. And I just want to say, whenever you won that title, we were in attendance. You're in there, right?
I was there, right?
I'm pretty sure you're there. Yeah, we're both there. Yeah.
How could you not remember one of the greatest moments in Rogue history? How could you not remember being there?
I had short-term memory loss.
I mean, it was an accident when I was younger.
Yeah. Well, that's
kind of purple.
That's unfortunate. I do apologize for snapping at you.
You apologize. Wow. Anyways, yeah, whenever you won that title, I haven't been to many of y'all shows. I've started going to them recently. But every show I've been to, the pop for when you won, when you got the 1, 2, 3 over Rebel Edge, was on, a few months back. It was loud. It blew the roof off the arena, off the venue. How'd that make you feel?
Well, if I really must tell you, it was one of the greatest moments in my entire life. Because you don't understand Franco, right? Franco, that's your name?
Franco,
you don't understand. Franco, the interviewer.
Sometimes
Franco, the vlogger.
Soon to be.
Well, Franco, the soon-to-be interviewer.
Franco, the podcast right now. Actually, we're on the podcast.
Franco, the promoter. This guy's Franco to everything, man.
You know, I kind of feel like you guys are being sarcastic with me.
No, this is being serious.
That's how we are on all our podcasts.
All right, so you're just naturally dumb, I guess. Okay,
yeah,
well, it was one of the greatest moments in my entire life. You see, I had years and years of people doubting me. People telling me that I was no more than a flash in a pan. But I showed every single person there that I am a firework around here. I busted my ass. All these people telling me that I was nothing more than a child born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Well, it was golden. And being born with money, being born with privilege, as you poor people like to call people like me, is stupid. I still had to put in the work. I still had to be entertaining. I still had to be the most athletic, the best looking, the best dressed, and the best damn wrestler in that damn 6 Sides of Fury. And now I have the freaking proof that I am. So you want to ask me how I felt? My first thought was, as soon as that ref count 3, was about damn time. I am owed this. And now it belongs to the rightful owner, me, AA3.
So you felt happy pretty much whenever you won that.
Yes.
You felt great, accomplished, finally got your goal. Finally, the goal you set out to do once you got into Rogue, you finally achieved it. Finally had the fans cheering you. I was one of them. And just finally, everything was going right in the world. The announcement we had at the beginning of the podcast, that's how we felt, and you took that away from us right now. But it's all about you right now, because this is Wrasslin Talkos podcast with Alejandro Alvarez the third.
Now that is a good introduction, right?
Hey,
that's better. You can just cut off the entire beginning of this podcast.
Oh no, this
and
podcast
just start
is
with
unfiltered. We're live right now for 5 minutes. Goddamn, 5 minutes.
What?
Already? Jesus
5
Christ.
minutes.
We're already live right now. It's unfiltered, uncut. So if I say fuck in this,
What? Did you
There's
say
no filter.
fuck? What the fuck, man? You can't say that.
yeah,
Family friendly show.
it's not family friendly. But yeah,
You didn't tell me we started. I didn't even know you were recording.
Uh,
it has a little
You
camera.
What?
Like green.
yeah.
You need to get better with technology, man.
Kind of stuff happens all the time. I'm over here just like scratching my head, and this guy just turns on the camera. It's like, are you shooting a
I'm
porno
Franco.
right
I
now?
don't care.
Franco,
What?
I don't care.
What?
Franco, the interviewer. Franco, the podcaster. Give me a name, pal, that I
The
can call you.
emo one from
The almost said Law One Franco, the awesome one Franco.
Which one do you
Franco.
prefer the most?
It doesn't really matter.
Pal?
You know, as long as you say Franco. Frank isn't really an option. Frankie is an option.
I mean, it used to be
Francisco,
like years ago, but this guy's just Franco now.
Yeah, I got more edgier, I guess. Anyways, it's all about you.
No.
Our first question was out of the way. You felt great. The fans finally got behind you. And, yeah, I mean, how are you going to go off that? Fans finally got behind you after, how long have you been in the company? 5 years?
4.
4 years? Almost 5 years. 4 years, and the fans finally started cheering you.
I'll tell you something, Franco. I don't give a damn about the fans. Because when I first started, them, along with Marco Bordega, along with Rebel Edge, along with most of the Rogue roster, they all doubted me. They booed me every time I came out to the ring. They would tell me, oh, get those stupid Caterpillar man out of the ring. He doesn't belong in the ring. Now, I don't know what this Caterpillar comment that these fans keep making is all about. But it's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely stupid. And you know what? It kind of hurt my feelings. Because I'm a good-looking guy. And when somebody tries to tell me, oh, Alejandro, your eyebrows are too bushy, I know they're lying to my face. You want to know why they're lying to my face? Because I have the most exquisite eyebrows in Rogue, in the world even. I have never seen a man, woman, child with better eyebrows than AA3. So you want to ask me about these stupid fans? I don't give a damn about the fans. I put every single bit of hard work and dedication to get this, not to get the respect of the fans, not to get the adulation of the fans, not to make the fans proud of me. I don't care about the fans, just like I don't care about you, and I don't care about you.
You gotta kind of care about us a little bit. You
No.
signed up for this.
No.
I messaged you, I emailed you saying, hey, yo, Alejandro, I need you on my podcast. Not really. I didn't say that, but still. It's like you said yes. You could have easily said no. You didn't. You expected a limo, hotel, women, wine. You never asked for any of that, and you didn't get that. But
if you think I actually answer my own emails, pal, You are sadly
You
mistaken.
need to get a guy who answers your emails.
I have
for you
a
then,
secretary.
and make sure they ask for that stuff then.
I have a secretary. Her name is Tiffany, and she works very hard for me, and I will not let you disrespect her that way.
I'm tired of all these guys coming on our podcast thinking they can run the podcast. It started with Rebel Edge and what's
You know
that
what?
guy?
Screw Rebel Edge.
Damien Rourke.
Screw Damian Rourke.
And now this guy's on the thing he's going.
You're going to compare me to Rebel Edge and Damian Rourke? Hello, pal. Rogue World Champion.
Let me get this straight. I'm a fan of yours.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
but
a
he doesn't
fan
give
of
a damn with the
We'll
fans.
start,
I know,
we'll
I know.
start
You're
showing
gonna
some
be a
damn
fan. I know he doesn't
respect.
care. I
Show
already
some
showed
damn
you
respect,
whenever I
not
cheered
only
for
to
you.
me, but to my secretary, Tiffany. Tiffany's watching this right now, by the way.
Hi, Tiffany.
Tell Tiffany
No
that
one's
you are
actually
sorry.
watching. We have no viewers right now. Well,
Tell Tiffany you're sorry right now.
Tiffany, I'm not sorry. But if you're listening to this, hi. We're in your ear canals right now. We're in her ear canal. She's listening to this on audio. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, you need to get a better secretary to ask for all that stuff. Because, I mean, I could have had wine if you have asked. The limo, we can't afford at all. The hot chicks, I mean, I could get some from the apartment complex we're at.
You have arguably the greatest person to ever interview on your podcast. You should have known to go all out.
Me? Oh, shit.
Okay, with all seriousness, let's get into those questions.
Come on, you're wasting
We already asked.
You're
already asked about 2 questions. I'm just tired of people coming on this podcast saying they can run it better than us. But I still respect you. I still like you.
Respect.
The next Rogue Exile, I'll be cheering you on over Blade Lawson, if that makes you feel any better.
Let me interrupt your question real quick because I saw your podcast with Rebel Edge. And
I was a January guest.
he decided to try to outdo me before I got on here. So I have for you guys 2 free tickets for Rogue Exile.
He doesn't watch our show.
You do what you guys want to do with those. Out of my own pocket.
They're kind of crumbled up, but
well, I've been sitting in the seat for a while you 2 giggled like little girls
They won't even
about how awesome it was to have
Why is there no
AA3 on this
we have
podcast.
it's 3 people on this podcast, and Rebel Edge brought 5 tickets.
Damn.
My wife
5
right now.
tickets?
Yeah,
5 tickets.
No, it was not 5 tickets. You're lying. You're totally lying.
I have not lied about that. He gave something to give away to our
Well,
audience.
you know what? You know what?
Oh.
You know what? You know what?
What else?
3 tickets.
Bam.
Bam.
3.
But what
Bam,
about our
that's-
fans?
take it or
Do you
leave
want
it.
us giving away any?
No, they're for you to do what you want to do with
I don't
them.
like you anymore.
You don't like me anymore? You just told me you respected me a few minutes ago.
There's a big difference between like and respect.
Yeah, there is really.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But I will be there at Exile. I just didn't get a ticket from you, I guess. But that's cool. I was gonna hit up Rebel Edge again and see if he would be nice enough. But I know he's being kind of a dick too as well, though.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Everyone's a dick nowadays. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an asshole too. Anyways, but Rogue Exile, July 21st. They announced Rebel Edge. Fuck. They announced Rebel Edge versus Ace Montana, but that's not important right now. They announced the World Champion, Alejandro Alvarez III. I can't keep saying your name, but against the Dark Phase Champion, Blade Lawson. Champion versus champion. How does that make you feel? You have any message you want to send to Blade Lawson? Because we know all the Rogue Warriors are watching my podcast because they're always watching our podcast. Our podcast is damn good, especially with that new announcement we made. But how do you feel about that match?
Well, if I can be honest with you, Franco, Blade Lawson and I have had a grudge with each other for about 2.5 years. Blade Lawson and I have been in 2 matches together. We are 1-1. So it's only fitting that we're having a 3rd match with each other, title versus title.
Who won the first
It doesn't matter who won the first one.
I mean, if Blade Lawson
All
won the
that
first one,
matters is that I beat him the 2nd time around.
So then,
Okay.
So then Blade Lawson won the first one.
Oh, you guys
You
think
won
you're
the
funny,
second
huh?
one.
You think
Yeah.
you're funny?
If it
You
goes
think
a
you're
pa-
so
if it goes-
funny?
if it continues
Well,
a
guess what?
pattern-
Guess what? If you're such a big fan of Blade Lawson, maybe you should have had him here on the podcast
Maybe.
instead of the Rogue World Champion.
That's kind of a good idea. So Blade Lawson, if you're listening, I'm not a big fan of yours, but if you're listening,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you come on if you want to. Next month we have a good spot open ready. So hit us up or have your assistant, if you have an assistant, probably named Tiffany or someone else, a female assistant maybe.
Stephanie.
Have her hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, email.
Now, if you think that meathead can come on here and have an intelligent conversation like I'm doing right now, you are sadly mistaken. All Blade Lawson does is work out. He doesn't read books. He doesn't study. He doesn't watch tape over. He's not like me, AA3. Blade Lawson is not the type of guest you want on this podcast. I am the type of guest you want on this podcast, and I find it absolutely ridiculous that you would even enter him in the same conversation with me as a potential guest for this podcast.
So see, you do like our podcast since you're caring about our guest.
Obviously, I do.
Double
I'm
case
here,
for
ain't I?
Uh,
I'm here, ain't I, pal?
Interesting. We got the support of Alejandro Alvarez III. Can you say something like, I support Wrasslin Talkos?
I support wrestling tacos.
We're gonna cut that out later and put that on every fucking episode now. Every episode. Especially that laugh. That laugh, we're gonna have it as
That's gonna be the freaking ringtone, man.
There you go.
And just watch your women demographic rise after that. Oh, yeah. Having a smile like mine on your podcast, it definitely is a step above every other podcast. So what episode number did you say this was again?
This is episode 47.
And it's already the best one.
Congratulations. Mr. Fuentes' episode is pretty good.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a rapper.
Good for him.
You don't listen to rap, do you?
No.
He's pretty good. He signs our brand right now. It's so funny because it was on our podcast, and then a few months later he signs our brand, and it's just fucking awesome. I was a big fan of his, and the fact that he's awesome, Mr. Fuentes, shout out.
Ha ha ha! He's a friend. That is funny. Ha ha.
Hoping you can be a friend of ours, after the podcast later on.
I doubt it. 9.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. You listen to any type of rap?
No.
You have what's your gym playlist?
Well, okay. You know what? You got me there. I do listen to some rap.
Look like a Biggie, Tupac type guy.
Sometimes, depending on the mood. When I'm very pissed off, I'll go to the gym.
Now. Look at that, tone of
yeah,
voice.
Well, we'll see, because you're actually now asking questions about me, which is what you should have been doing from the very beginning.
You how you felt about the
you asked me 2 questions, and then you talked to me about rappers, and then you try to talk to me about
I'm trying to make
my rivals.
These are the questions I'm asking you. These are the questions I had lined up for you. I'm trying to have a flow. Do you ever listen to podcasts?
I listen to podcasts.
They don't you ever hear them flow? Like they're not even interrupting. Like, okay, question 4. This is just flowing. It's a natural conversation, man. That's what it's supposed to be.
Anyways, I listen to rock. I listen to rap. I listen to anything that really gets you pumped up.
Top 5 favorite bands or artists.
Right now, my favorite band is As Lions. Have you heard of them? They're still kind of new. They're trying to really get over that hump and get noticed. But the lead singer is actually the son of the lead singer of Iron Maiden. Fun fact.
Also, second generation singer.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Great artist, man. Definitely, I would recommend you check them out. They get you in that pissed off mood you need to be when you hit the gym. But it looks like neither of you do that.
Were you listening to them before you came over here? Because you seem pissed off a lot.
Yeah, I was actually. All I could think about was those damn women that you didn't get for me.
How were you thinking about that whenever you were in the car? You didn't even know about us not getting for you. They're supposed to be at the door.
Well, I didn't see any.
Well,
all I saw was a bunch of cats when I walked in. I mean,
there was one cat outside. There's 2 cats in here though, but.
I mean, I'm not here to judge. I obviously understand you guys being in a relationship and all. Like, you can't have children, so you have cats. That's totally fine with me, guys.
I know. What the hell? Where's my
ring? For everybody, man.
Did I lose my ring? I'm going to put that on my finger.
So, number 2.
A relationship. Yeah,
like he likes 13 years. This is going better than the Rebel Edges podcast because it didn't flow properly.
Well, obviously, it's going better than Rebel Edges podcast because I'm better than Rebel Edge in every single way. I'm better than him in the ring.
You got the better.
I was better than him in the mic. I have a better smile than him. I'm better looking, and I sure as have better eyebrows.
We'll get back.
So obviously, I'd be a better interview.
We'll get back to the gym playlist since we're on Rebel Edge right now. Do you think he's gonna come back with any vengeance since he lost the title? Is he gonna come back and
Well,
how do you feel about it?
Well, to be frank with you, Franco, no pun intended. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
He announced
I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. I have a lot of respect for Rebel Edge. I don't like Rebel Edge. I don't. I respect him though.
So that's when a guy like and respect.
When a guy kicks you so hard in the face that you think that your jaw is broken, and you get up the next day and look in the mirror and got a huge bruise on the side of your face, you can't help but respect somebody like that. Rebel Edge has held Rogue on his back for 7 years, nearly a decade. That guy has been the guy here in Rogue. So I'll tell you, I respect him. I do. But our whole rivalry revolved about him being a hypocrite, him thinking this belonged to him, and him thinking I was nothing more than a flash in the pan. Now, all I can say about Rebel Edge and how he feels right now, I don't really care. All I'm focused on right now is going after Blade Lawson and taking that Darkface championship and becoming Rogue's first ever dual champion. But I don't know what's going on with Rebel Edge. I've seen his posts. I don't know what to say about them.
So he thought that title belonged to him. Who does that title belong to?
It's always belonged to me.
So
Always. It's always been mine.
He's been. in the
I'm
company-
kind of like Daenerys Targaryen from the Game of Thrones. I
Oh,
was
it's
the
Game of
true
Thrones.
heir to the throne, and some other
Yes,
guys
spoiler alert.
He's
and some
spoiling
other
it, right?
guys thought that they were the real kings, and they had the throne, they had the crown. They thought they were the true king, but the true king was rising above all along,
I'm not even
just like
watching
I
it.
was.
You spoiled it. You go to the spoiler. I haven't watched.
If you
it.
watch the first 3 episodes, pal, you'll understand that.
I haven't watched any of it. I was planning on probably binge
Well,
watching
get
like
on it,
30
man.
years or so. But
30
come on.
years.
Get on it. It's a good show.
Wow, you
If
expect you to live
AA3
30
watches
years now?
it, if AA3 watches it, it's obviously a great show. Okay.
What else do you watch?
Uh,
Anyways, I'll actually get back to my question.
go ahead.
So that title, he thought it belonged to him, but it belongs to you.
It's always
You've been in the
belonged to
company
me.
4 years, and then the company for 7 years. So the first 3 years, it still belonged to you.
It's always belonged to me.
So then,
Makes sense.
As
to
soon
me.
as I walked in, I should have been given the Rogue World Championship.
man, can I ask how old
No
you are?
match.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 23 years old.
Yeah, I'm 23 and he's World World Champion. Yeah. So
This guy's
4
an
years ago,
inspiration.
are you a motivational speaker? Because you should be.
I'm the motivational, inspirational, and sensational Alejandro Alvarez.
guy's
a
Rapper.
rapper.
What do you think?
I forgot to give you your proper announcement. The Mexican sensation, the reflection of perfection, Rogue royalty, Rogue world champion, A3.
Yes.
You just wish it was
A3?
Yes.
A3.
That
I'm not going to say
is
all
how
of it.
you properly introduce the new
For the
Rogue
third or
World
fourth time, right?
We're about 23 minutes in already. But anyways, you're 23. So when you started the company, you were about 19. Am I correct on that? 19?
18.
18? Okay, so you started before your birthday. 18. And Rebel Edge has been in the company for 7 years. 3 years prior to that, you were 15. So when you were 15, that belonged to you.
No.
Is that not proper?
No, it's not. I wasn't signed with Rogue. Why would I be the Rogue World Champion?
But you said
You
that
idiot.
title's always belonged to you.
It's always belonged to me.
So that means, how long has the company been around?
I think 8 years, 9
I think
years.
he's World World Champion. Doesn't know how long it's been around. How long has WKE been around?
Long enough.
Okay.
That
8
is
years.
that is such a silly thing to say. If you were to ask LeBron James, how long has the NBA been around? I'm sure he wouldn't be able to answer that question. If you were to ask, who is it? Ben Roethlisberger, how long the NFL has been around, he would not know how to answer that.
But they never said those titles should belong
Chuck
to them.
Liddell, who's a big MMA fighter right now in the UFC?
Ronda Rousey.
McGregor.
Ronda Rousey,
Uh,
McGregor. If you were to ask
Jack Swagger.
Yes.
Jake Hager.
Jake
Twino.
Hager,
Twino.
Jake Hager, or is it
That's a
Jack
better record
Hager?
than CM
Jake
Punk.
Hager.
Damn.
It's Jake, not Jack.
Jake.
Okay, well, if you were to ask him how long Bellator's been around, because he's not signed with UFC, he
No.
wouldn't be able to answer that question. So that's such a silly
But
question
see,
to
he
say.
hasn't been going on for.
And also,
2
he's not a
years.
champion. I'm the champion, Rogue
Exactly.
World Champion.
So that you can't say that title's always belonged to you. You can say it's belonged to you since you stepped in a foot in the ring.
Well, obviously.
Oh, then explain that.
Come
some,
on,
some,
pal.
of some of the fans you're talking to are idiots.
Oh, I understand. I apologize,
Exactly.
fans
You
of
gotta dumb it down.
Wrestling
98%.
Kingdom
Entertainment.
Entertainment. I apologize for not dumbing down the way I talk for you. So I'm sorry about
We
that.
should get Blade Lawson on instead, since we don't need an intelligent conversation.
You know what? That's something funny.
Do you have his number?
I do not.
Should Google him. See.
You know, I saw
Or did you
him
mean
the other day.
metaphorically? Because I have his number in the ring.
Yeah, it was
I do.
Ring.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm going to beat him in the ring. You know that, right?
So that'll be 2-1.
Is that a spoiler?
It is a spoiler.
Hey,
It's not a prediction. It's
is that a
spoiler.
spoiler?
It is indeed a spoiler for you guys.
Indeed.
Can we have you on like the prediction episode before Rogue Exile to give all your spoilers?
Sure. Yeah, if you really want me to.
Probably not, but yeah, that's just a nice ask. Back to your gym playlist. The first band, I completely forgot their name again.
As Lions.
As Lions. I'll say Lions again. As Lions, number 2.
El Guapo.
El Guapo.
Yeah, they're more of like a dubstep EDM kind of genre, and they just have a lot of stuff that really gets your heart flowing when you need to get your heart flowing. That I do a lot of cardio. That's one of my main things. I like to outlast guys in the ring. So when I'm doing the treadmill or the stairs or whatever, they just have that little push that I need sometimes to get through that workout. That last 15 minutes of my 45-minute run or 30-minute run or whatever it is I'm doing. Number 3 definitely would be Eminem, The Ringer, the podcast. Or sorry, not The Ringer, the Kamikaze album. All of it is good to listen to.
It was a good song.
Yeah. 4 would be probably Avenged Sevenfold. I like Avenged Sevenfold. They've kind of gone down recently, but I still like their old stuff that I like to listen to. Let me see. A lot of it's just random stuff I found on Spotify, to be honest, which is how I found out about you guys. Yay! Woo! Yeah. Woo!
We're SoundCloud rappers. That's how you freaking guys.
That's how we started with SoundCloud.
I've never listened to
SoundCloud
SoundCloud a
rappers.
day in my life.
Explains your personality.
Smart?
Number
Oh,
5.
yeah, I
This guy's
totally
premium,
agree.
man. Premium, Spotify premium.
He pays for his parents. His parents.
His parents
pay
pay for it.
I have my own money for your information.
How'd you get your own money though? Yo, we keep skipping the questions. Number 5.
He has his own money, and then
playlist.
why is he expecting a lot of things like limos and girls and
Airplanes. Shit.
yeah? I mean,
Should you have your own private jet from Wrasslin to Corpus? I mean, it's only a 20-minute drive, but you can have your own private jet for that.
You guys don't make any sense.
I
You
never
know that?
do.
You guys
I
don't
mean,
make
we
any
dollars.
sense.
That's cool too.
You keep trying to swindle me and make me feel good about myself, and then all of a sudden
What's
you try to
swindle?
insult me.
What's swindle?
You not know what that means?
I no. Is that like a ruse?
God.
Shouldn't that make you feel better about yourself right there? I mean, we're idiots.
No,
Yes.
it honestly breaks my heart that I'm talking to 2 dummies right now.
That's
It's very
breaks
silly
everyone's
on your
hearts.
part.
But
But anyways,
can you
number
explain what
5.
is Swindle.
Number 5 on
Isn't that a movie?
my gym
That
playlist.
is a movie.
I've never heard of it.
It's
Not
on
yet.
like
Okay. That's not important.
It's not important.
Number 5.
Ah, man.
Mr. Fuentes.
It you guys really had me on the spot with this one. I don't want to just say like Metallica or something, because Metallica, I have a lot of their music on my playlist, obviously, but I can't pick like a specific song. Maybe like Enter Sandman would be like a big
I
one.
didn't ask song. That was a 5.
Well, no, I'm just saying for just for your benefit. Gosh, let's come back to this. I'll think about that one.
Oh.
Number 5, because Metallica, I can't put that one as number 5. Because they're definitely one of the bands, but they're not like I can't say they're my top 5.
Do you check out any local rappers, artists, podcasters?
Do you know where I'm from?
You're from Mexico, aren't you?
What part of Mexico?
The good side.
So whenever you
Don't
say,
say Mexican restaurant.
so whenever you say,
Taqueria. Don't say it. Guadalajara. That's
Continue. Sorry.
that's
He's
probably
stupid.
where a guy like you works, huh? On your
maybe
days
I mean,
off, yeah.
Probably if I worked there, it could be worth my craft. But no,
Yeah, you'd make a good janitor. I'd give you
I sure hope
the
so.
absolute best of luck for that.
Whatever makes money, right?
I think that's
$20,
That's
$20.
the funniest thing you ever said on this podcast. Go ahead. Continue.
I don't even-
Suárez, Mexico.
No, Nuevo Leon.
Damn.
So when you say
Oh, you're
local
from
art-
Orgino, the Latin heart that Orgino's from.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a wrestler. He's actually a second-generation wrestler who's fucking amazing. I interviewed him. He was my interview on my YouTube channel, the Mozo and Franco.
Franco
Chambers
interview.
plug. If you want to go back, check it out. We'll ask him 10 questions.
You know what? Maybe I
It was-
might. Maybe I
he-
might. If
no.
he's definitely from the same town as me, I've never heard of him though.
He reminds me of you, but except that he's not as much of a.
Good-looking
Complete
guy.
asshole.
Yeah, probably not.
Uh,
I agree.
so yeah, that's where you're from.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
We're talking about. I asked you a question,
And I answered it. I said no.
What was the question though?
Do I listen to any local artists?
There you go. So no, you don't listen to anybody.
No.
Do you live over there in Nuevo Leon, Mexico?
No, one of my summer homes is there. I've been there for the last month and a half, I want to say, since May. Was it right after I won the title? Might have been right after I won the title. I went back over there. I have another home in Florida, another home in California, one in Washington, and one off the coast of the Philippines. Yeah.
Seem unsure about that.
I'm very unsure about it. A lot of it was spent with a lot of alcohol in my body.
So you drink?
I do drink. I haven't drank since about a year ago, though, because I was starting to train to become the Rogue World Champion. You see, leading up to Rogue Rage, the very first Rogue Rage show that we had at Brewster Street Ice House, I wasn't taking my time in the ring as seriously as I do now. So I spent a lot of time partying. I spent a lot of time being a cocky prick. I'll admit. I'll be the first one to admit it. But after I got kicked in the face by Rebel Edge and lost in just 5 minutes and woke up the next day with a giant bruise on my face, thinking my jaw was broken, I realized that something needed to change. So I cut out the alcohol. But as soon as I won that Rogue title, I knew I had to celebrate in style. And that's why I'm unsure about it.
How many houses do you have?
How many what?
How many homes do you have?
I don't know.
So many.
How many do you guys got? Well, you're kind of poor, so maybe 2?
Like I said, I have bad memory, so I don't really know how much houses I have.
So 3.
I'm always in and out all the time.
We spend our money on collectibles, pops, this podcast, getting guests on. Surprisingly, you're free, which is weird. All our guests got to pay.
Tacos, that's where all the money goes to. These lovely sodas, which I'm not gonna. What?
We don't drink. We usually have Dr. Pepper.
You know those things are
no
bad
sponsors.
for you, right? Like they're really bad for your heart, your arteries.
Yeah, everything's bad in the world, but
I mean, we're all gonna die anyways.
your brain. Like it's just,
You know,
it's just
alcohol is
bad.
bad for you, right?
Yeah,
that's why you stop.
that's why I do it in.
train.
That's why I do it in doses. The same thing with soda. You can drink soda, just do it in doses. How often do you guys drink soda? How many sodas have you had today?
This is our. This is actually my first one.
Oh, well, good for you, pal.
But
What?
this is our water.
That's your water.
This is our water.
This is your bread and
We're
butter.
from Texas. We're from Texas, not Mexico. So Texans should be running their blood.
But you don't understand it. It affects how well you concentrate. It
Actually, it
affects
affects my concentration.
If I cared about this information,
like-
I'll go see a doctor.
What alcohol does to other people is pretty much the same effects. it
I
does
just
to me.
don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why not drink water and replenish yourself?
You're absolutely right. I don't want to drink water. I don't know.
You don't know.
It's closer.
Do you make conscious decisions about your life every day?
Ooh. I think
Because
my
you
life
should,
would have gone
pal.
a better direction had I think everything I do. I don't think I just do.
But if you know it would have
I mean,
gone a
listen to a
better
podcast, though.
direction,
shit, you're right.
Can't be
if
anything
you
wrong.
knew it would have gone a better direction by just simply thinking about it and
Maybe
make
you
a
could be World War
conscious
champion.
effort
You're
to
absolutely
try
right.
to make your life better, don't you think it would have been better? You see, that's what I don't understand about guys like you.
I'm a guy.
You go out of your way to make your life suck.
Yes.
Whereas a guy like me does absolutely everything he can to look good, to be good, and to become the rogue.
Do you have any classes to perfect
champion.
myself? Like,
So yeah, I'm
Be like
cool with you being a dick. Whenever you're saying that we're ruining our lives, I just want to let you know the past year and a half or so with the WKE, we've been improving it, making it better, making our lives better for WKE, growing our brand, our podcast, and everything. Our podcast got to the point where you're actually a guest on our show. We're not the guest on your show. You're the guest on our show. So I think our lives going pretty good, actually.
Well, at the end of the day, you were the one who emailed me.
Emailed
So
your
who's really
assistant,
whoring out
Your
who?
assistant.
pal?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yes.
Which is actually my wife's name.
Funny
So,
enough.
Really?
Coincidence.
Oh, that is a funny coincidence.
Yeah. Whenever you pointed that way, saying Tiffany, I thought my wife was being your assistant, but I don't think she'll be assistant to a prick. But yeah, we'll be living our lives better, trying to do everything for our brands, grow our brand off the floor, off the ground. That's the reason we have you as a guest, thinking it'll bring more viewers to our podcast. And I don't know. Right now,
Well, let the ratings come in, pal. Give it a week. Give it a week, and I promise you, your viewership will raise by 2,000 views, and they'll all be women
2,000
trying
views.
to get a
not
view
double, not triple,
at
not quadruple,
AA3.
not times it by 8. 2,000 views.
So he's like Raphael. He thinks he's improving the brand.
I want to sign into our brand, but once you lower, shrink your head down a little bit.
Humble yourself, man. This guy was in their head at one point.
Humble myself,
He
pal.
deflated himself.
Pal, you want me to humble
You say
myself?
pal a lot.
It's my favorite
Hey,
word.
pal.
Pal? Why not bud or buddy?
Bud is such a
Amigo.
white. That's such a white
Amigo.
guy's thing
Bud?
to use. Yeah, bud.
Bud?
Like, hey, bud, how you
I've
doing,
always
bud?
seen
Buddy,
Hispanics
old
say
pal.
bud. I've never heard any white person say bud.
I've never heard a Hispanic say bud, but then again, you guys hang out with the non-Spanish speaking Hispanics, the non-true Hispanics, if I could say that.
I think you're thinking of more
Like I said, WKE's for everyone.
non-Mexicans.
What?
WKE's for everyone.
What is WKE?
Wrestling Kingdom
That's
Entertainment. It's part of
Oh,
the brand.
that's
where you're on.
cute. That's cute.
I think I like to
You
Yeah,
have a little-
it's as cute
you
as
have
Alejandro Alvarez III, AA3.
That has nothing to do with each
Why not
other,
call
pal.
yourself
It's
AA?
literally nothing alike.
NH3.
Literally nothing alike at all. I
Or
have no idea what you're
NH3.
talking
I could be
about.
NH3.
Nicholas Herrera. What's the third time for? What's your favorite number?
That is my
He actually thought of NH3 fucking 15 years ago. So I think you probably stole it from him.
I've been called AA3 since I was 1 year old.
He's older than you though. He's been called NH3 since he's been born.
Really?
Came out, the doctor stopped his ass. Said, hey, NH3.
Well, that's just kind of silly. You can't just own a name of any
I kind of
kind.
do.
Does not mean
Like you think you own the name Franco? How many other Francos have existed
James
in all the
Franco, Dave
centuries?
Franco.
Reading exactly.
But he's Franco. Then
I'm not saying I own Franco, the name, but I do own it.
He owns it. He lives
You-
up to it.
you
He-
own it.
he
I live
owns
up to it. Do you live up to AA3? Do you live up to Alejandro Alvarez III? Do you live up to the reflection of perfection? Who came up with these for you?
Me.
You?
Me.
Can you write for us? Because I thought they were pretty good.
He's
No.
a rapper, secretly the rapper.
No, why would I want to give my money making material to you guys? I mean, obviously, you think you're so talented and so great and so awesome that you were able to get AA3 on your podcast.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up with your own stuff?
Hey.
Mr. Fuentes, Robzilla. What was that we had?
Corpus Joker.
Corpus Christi Joker.
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane. We had Wolfsbane on.
I don't
Have you
even
checked out
know.
his movie?
I don't know any of those people.
Okay, well, you're not from Corpus, but
Doesn't he work with like two of those guys?
oh yeah, Robles, Jamie
You
Ward.
never heard of those guys?
Never heard of them?
I don't even
He
know who they
faced
are.
him. You were talking about earlier.
I wish I could forget them, to be honest.
So you do know them then?
I guess you can say I know them.
Yeah.
God, lying on our podcast. Lying on our podcast.
And you lied to me, pal. You lied to me.
Ow, I don't like ow.
I don't know.
Like,
Okay,
what's that short? Is that short for something?
How?
pathetic. I don't know.
There's not even a fucking
What is
L
it?
pathetic.
What does it matter? Just get on with your next
It
question,
doesn't
okay?
matter. I don't think I've been asking any of my questions I've written down. But nope, I have that. That's that one. Okay. How'd you start in wrestling?
How
From
did I
day
start?
one. You probably didn't step into Rogue not knowing anything, did you?
No, absolutely
Okay, so
not.
How'd you
No.
start training?
So
let me hear your backstory. No, first off, not your backstory. How'd you stumble across wrestling when you were a young AA3?
So that's actually a pretty funny story. I was at school. I went to private school when I was a kid, and one of my friends came up to me and says, "Hey, did you watch the news last night?" I said, "What?" Because yeah, did you watch the news last night? Did you hear about what happened with me and Rini? I said, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Nothing." He walks off. I might have been maybe like 5 or 6 years old at this point.
So
Kinder.
first grade, kindergarten.
About first grade, maybe kindergarten. And they got all the kids into one room with the principal. And the principal started telling us, "Hey, if you guys watched the news last night, you'll know that Rini is in the hospital right now. Rini suffered a terrible injury while wrestling with one of his friends. I'm not going to say who that person was, but I knew who it was because that guy had asked me, like, did you hear what happened? And apparently he did like a tombstone pile driver. These are 5 or 6 year old kids.
Damn,
Pile driving a kid. He ended up in the hospital, concussion, something with his neck. I don't remember. This was years ago. And I remember thinking, like, well, what the hell is wrestling? What is that? Like, just like rough housing, horse playing,
Pillow fight.
I didn't know. But went home that day and started asking my parents about it. They kind of told me something. I didn't really like pay attention, whatever. And I was hanging out with some of my cousins with my brothers, and they were playing a WWE game. I think it might have been Here Comes the Pain. I don't know. That was the best one. And while they were playing it, I remember seeing this guy with like a black hat, a black trench coat, black muscle shirt, walking to the ring, rolled his eyes to the back of his head. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? Goes in, they're fighting. And then all of a sudden the bar loads up. He's got a finisher, flips the guy around, does this move. And the announcer goes, Tombstone pile driver, Tombstone pile driver. I was like, that's what he did? And then it got me interested in it. And I just started watching from there. That's what got me into wrestling. That's my first memory of wrestling. And I always associate the two because I remember him coming up to me and going, did you see what happened on the news last night? And I wish like somehow I could go back in time and just watch like the news program about that moment because I don't know what happened. I still to this day don't really know what happened other than
6-year-old goes watches the news.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's what happened.
Television one with that too.
Yeah, sure. Or maybe he was watching with his parents, or maybe he got interviewed by a news anchor or something. I don't know.
Maybe on a podcast.
To this day, I don't know. Podcasts didn't exist back then, dummy. But yeah.
How old are you again?
23 years old.
I keep thinking you're like way younger than us, but no.
How old are you guys?
It's none of your business, man. You don't ask questions.
Excuse?
You don't
Excuse? Okay, so you're going to tell me it's none of my business, and yet you're asking me all these personal questions about my life. I just opened up about a personal story about my life, and here you go.
Guests coming on our podcast, expecting to run it.
Well, maybe you should have your podcast with just yourselves. You ever think about that, pal? It sounds like a stupid business decision on my part. Really, when I think about it. It sounds really stupid.
My birthday's next week. I'm 24, but yeah.
Congratulations.
And then my birthday's after that, 24, yeah, whatever.
There you go.
But as far as getting started in wrestling, I don't know how it happened because, again, this was a long time ago. But somehow I got my little brothers into it. I have 4 little brothers at home.
Yeah, 4 little AA3s?
No.
Is it BB3?
No,
BB4?
No.
BB4,
I am the third. I'm obviously the 3rd
BB3.
Alejandro in my family. Why would there be an AA4, an AA5, AA6, etc.?
I said
that's
BB.
kind of stupid.
I said BB4.
My brothers' names are Antonio, Andres, Arnold, and Arlo.
So they're all A's.
We're all A's.
All together, y'all are AA4.
It's good to know.
This is comedy gold, man. You got come on, gotta laugh. Line up a little bit. Listen up.
Funny.
You want me to get you some wine? I get you some wine.
Yeah, please. Can I have some wine? Can I have some wine?
Here's our wine.
Let's see. No, you already finished water. I was going to turn water into wine.
God, is this some kind of poor people drink? Dr. Pepper?
No,
Hey, Spider-Man. I know who that is.
The drink of the gods.
I know who that is.
Poor people.
The drink of the
Dr.
gods?
B is the poor
Dr.
people drink. That's what we drink.
Dr. B, Dr. Dunder, can go a whole list on that.
You've obviously never had
Generic.
Sutter Home champagne.
What the hell is that?
It's the drink of the gods.
Pal? Like, you were going to say pal right there. You just stopped yourself and I say pal. I said pal.
No, I didn't.
Is that like
That's not how I think.
Is that your addiction?
I don't think like you idiots.
Is that your
But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and
I don't
try. What did you call it? God's drink?
That is God's greatest gift to mankind.
I am great and God's greatest
Actually, it's
gift to
many
mankind.
ways.
I don't know. What?
God's greatest creation.
God's greatest, whatever you want. But that is the drink of the gods, pretty much.
That was actually mine, but thanks for opening it.
How dare you? Oh, yeah, drink it in, man. Drink it in. You know you love it.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. I'm drink now. Fuck.
God, this is.
I'm a drink now. You drink my drink.
This is so disgusting, dude.
Yeah, you keep drinking, huh? We got him addicted to Dr. Pepper. All the people watching right now, we got AA3 addicted to Dr. Pepper.
Worst drink ever.
Yeah. I know you're not drinking Spider-Man, because Spider-Man sucks. Yeah. Got you pissed off.
You hate who? What? Who hates Spider-Man? Are you serious?
You don't like art?
Do you not like art?
I like Tobey Maguire.
Do you like Maguire?
I'll give you that. They definitely need to make a movie, like a multiverse movie, where they have Tobey Maguire, maybe Andrew Garfield.
Maybe
Andrew Garfield.
No, we just need Tobey Maguire.
And what's his name? Donald Glover as Miles Morales.
I love Donald Glover.
That would be just amazing, and I would love it. Anyways, God, what was the last question you asked me?
I think you answered it. Wrestling. How'd you get started in wrestling?
Oh yeah, so I have 4 little brothers, and we used to be
you AA5?
AA5, whatever you want to call us.
We
used to
beat the. Take it if you want it.
I'm taking it. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell my mom, like, hey mom, AA5. That's what we're gonna call each other. And she's gonna be like, cinco pendejo, and then slap me in the face. Hard, very very hard. Anyways, me and my 4 little brothers used to beat the crap out of each other doing choke slams and pedigrees and power bombs and attitude adjustments. The FU is what it used to be called. And that's really where the love started for me, man.
Who was your whenever you first started wrestling? Because I know now you're gonna say yourself. Who was your favorite 3 top wrestlers when you were growing up?
Well, I don't think you can ask any Hispanic person that ever watched wrestling who their favorite wrestler is without them.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, without Eddie Guerrero being mentioned in that conversation. And I know it is a controversial topic.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
We always bring up Chris Benoit whenever I guess
Chris Benoit.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was a big inspiration of mine. When he died, it really did hurt me. I didn't know what was going on at the time, as nobody else did the day of, and just broke my heart.
Were you going to the show in Corpus whenever they're here? Were you in Corpus at the time?
No, I wasn't here in Corpus at the time. But when I heard about it, my brother ran and called me and said, hey, Chris Benoit died. And I didn't believe him. I was like, shut up, you idiot. And then, ended up finding out it was true. And then, of course, days later, we found out how it happened. And, yeah, it's something that still bothers me to this day. Personal hero of mine. One of my first heroes, if I can be honest with you. Number 3 is where it gets kind of rough, man. Same with the music. As far as at that time, I'd say like my number 1 was always The Undertaker. Eddie Guerrero was number 2, most likely. And then I'd say 3. I don't want to say Shawn Michaels because I just feel like that's such an answer that everybody gives.
Not on this podcast, but Shawn Michaels isn't all that great.
Really?
He's a good wrestler.
You're not a big fan of him?
His gimmick and all that crap now.
Really?
He doesn't have character.
Huh. Interesting.
No.
You're actually one of the first wrestling fans that I've ever heard say something like that.
I feel like he has a...
But is it one of those things where you feel like everybody likes him, so I don't want to like him kind of deals?
No,
because that's how I feel about Rebel Edge.
Why you got to bring it back up to Rebel Edge?
Because I hate Rebel Edge.
If you hate him, stop bringing him up.
Shut up. I can bring up exactly whatever I want to.
This is my podcast. Again, with all these damn guests.
Hey, shut your mouth.
Fuck you. Not going to be on the podcast later, man.
You heard that, and that hurts.
No, I just don't.
But yeah, definitely don't want to say Shawn Michaels. I guess.
Cody Rhodes.
No, Cody Rhodes wasn't my guy at the time.
Arn Anderson.
The Miz.
Sal Silva.
Sal Silva.
What?
What's your next question?
You have a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead. What is it?
You want to be Nick H. Denator?
Oh, shit. I didn't put my glasses on now. Oh, yeah, I just put these magic goggles on now. God damn it.
How do you feel about the current landscape in wrestling?
God, it's just great.
Well,
just great, man.
let me see what kind of spectrum you land on. We're part of the spectrum. Which is your favorite era of wrestling?
Favorite era?
Ever.
I'd say as cheesy as it sounds now. Right now is probably my favorite era in wrestling because it's there's so much now. There's so much opportunity, and it's not just the WWE with a huge monopoly on everything anymore, especially with the AEW coming up, and TNA is finally getting a stride. Impact, whatever you want to call it. Ring of Honor, I think they're on Sirius XM or something like that. I was at the gym the other day and I was flipping through the channels and happened to catch Ring of Honor, and I thought that was kind of cool, especially where I was at.
In Mexico?
Not in Mexico. I think I was in Japan at the time, but I just thought it was really cool to see them on there. What's another big organization I'm not thinking of right now?
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
New Japan, obviously. New Japan is like, one of the biggest things going on right now, and it's amazing.
New Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor, WWE, AEW, NXT.
NXT. There's just I just think it's glorious because there's so much opportunity out there for anybody that wants to get in
Austin.
Yeah, so it's just good. Great. I'm happy about it. As far as it being my favorite era, definitely, because one of the things I always hated about wrestling, I almost stopped watching wrestling in 2011 because the PG stuff was just too much. I was 14, 15 years old watching dance contests and leprechauns running around the ring and guys
of all time.
Guys with cobras on their hand dressing like women, and
he was funny.
I apologize.
That is the only one. Santino Marella was funny.
No, man.
You got to go back and watch some of it.
As a rebellious teenager, 14 years old, wanting some more mature content, that was the stuff that was really pushing me away. So now, you watch wrestling now, and it's more reality based, which is what I like. I like it more reality based, where I can actually get sucked into a story instead of feeling like, oh, this is what the writer wants me to feel towards this character. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
After this podcast, I'm gonna show you back something.
No, thank you.
And it was funny.
No, thank you. And I'll be honest with you, pal. I really tried to give the guy a chance. I've watched some of his stuff back. I just wasn't a fan. I guess you can say it's how you feel about Shawn Michaels that I feel about him.
Shawn Michaels is never funny.
Fuck Santino Marella.
Hey, listen, pal. You can't say that.
Well, you obviously didn't say pal as good as me, so really, what does it matter?
Pow.
I
mean, I think I said better than you. You say too like you over-exaggerated.
I over-exaggerate?
Like you're not
Do you know who I am?
I'm
the Mexican sensation, of
the
course.
Reflection of perfection, the Rogue Royalty, Rogue World Champion, AA Tree.
Yes.
But that was said you, but that's his name on his podcast.
It sounds so good coming out of it.
He's the greatest announcer of all time. You should
You're average. You're average.
The bad guy, Nick H. If Rogue wants to hire me for being an announcement,
well, maybe that's a conversation you should have with Brooklyn Harper, not with AA.
Brooklyn Harper, if you're listening, I can be y'all's announcer. Marco Bordega's pretty good. Is Marco Bordega announces, right? Marco Bordega. He's pretty good. But I can also be an announcer for y'all.
There's always no.
I can be a personal announcer. I mean, don't you want to be like Alberto Del Rio? Don't you know Ricardo Rodriguez? I'm not gonna get involved at all because I really don't like you, but still.
Oh, Ricardo. So you can be that guy.
Yikes.
Be all suited up and shit.
I ain't gonna be in a suit.
No?
I'll be in my usual get up.
Too out of shape for
this is my niche. Too out of shape for a suit.
Oh, I'm too out of shape for a suit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
That's why.
I can be a personal ring announcer if you want.
It could be.
But that's time for later. I'll just email your wife, manager, Tiffany. I'll email her.
I don't have a wife, and I don't have a manager.
Or a girlfriend, or a side piece.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Chicle.
Chicle?
You ever heard
now that's a term I don't understand. What is that? Chicle?
Chicle.
What was the question?
Chick-fil-A.
We're getting off subject.
What do you say?
The greatest era right now is right now.
Oh yeah. The greatest era is right now, and that's why.
Pretty much.
That's why it's because it's more reality based. I mean, you watch like New Japan, and it's all reality based, and even WWE sometimes throws it out there where even like now it's kind of getting corny again, but there's moments where it's like, wow, I can't believe they said that on TV. Like what was it?
Did you watch Raw this past week?
I caught a snippet of it. I only really watched it because I heard about Sami Zayn name drop in AEW like 2 days later. I haven't watched any of that stuff. I don't know what the beatboxing stuff is.
Yeah, it's the Money in the Bank briefcase right here, and just dancing.
I saw like a meme where they did the Old Town Road, and he's like going.
I've never liked Brock Lesnar. Well, when he first started, the original time, was
You never
cool.
like okay.
No,
I
he was cool
gonna say-
back then when he actually wrestled. Now that he's returned and all this shit, he doesn't wrestle. I don't like him. But now that when he won Money in the Bank, let me just say, he won Money in the Bank. I threw my phone because Ali was up there. I don't know if you watched Money in the Bank. If you watch other product, Ali was up there reaching for the briefcase. His music hit. He came out, pushed the fucking ladder. I wasn't in his fucking way, and hit the camera guys. That really pissed me off. And then he went up. Ali, for some reason, just didn't grab the fucking briefcase. Got distracted by seeing the fucking Beast Incarnate. Threw him off the ladder, got on top, got it. That really pissed me off. I did my phone. I'm a big Ali fan. That's my favorite wrestler going right now.
The worst part is how long it took Lesnar to get there. He was pretty much already at the top and could have easily just and
He looked like he was scared. Like he's a big guy. Looked like he was pretty scared. Like I'm not coming from all ladders, so I feel like that's why I was. But yeah, the next night came out with the fucking briefcase, but that's a boombox, and my God, I just laughed so hard. And Lesnar, if he keeps the briefcase for a while, that's what I like Money in the Bank for, keeping it for a few months, I'll get behind him.
I can understand that. My whole big deal with that was just it felt so out of touch. You know, I just felt like they really did miss a big opportunity to try to push another big star, a new big star.
That's what Money in the Bank's for.
I felt like Drew McIntyre really should have been that guy because I don't think at least with Drew they would have went all the way with it. With Ali, I don't think they would have. I think
with Ali, I think if they he would have just attacked Kofi for taking a spot pretty much and stolen it from Kofi.
That would have been a nice little story. But when I say all the way, I just mean like they have a habit of like getting someone to a certain spot and then just not going all the way with it. A big guy or a big name that recently happened with that was like Braun Strowman. When he was pushed
no one liked him at the beginning. Everybody loves him.
Pushed to the fucking moon, won the greatest Royal Rumble or whatever it was called, and squashed some of the biggest names, only to get squashed by Lesnar in like 5 minutes. So, they just don't go all the way sometimes. Like they'll just halfway go and then think,
See, but with Drew McIntyre, I believe that he's at the moment right now where he can legitimately earn a spot. Like, he earns a title opportunity. No one's going to question it. It's Drew McIntyre. He's ready to earn that spot. Baron Corbin just won a title opportunity, and, like, now he's a bigger star. It's like, yeah, no one's going to question it. Whenever he first started, whenever he has Money in the Bank, it's like, why the fuck is this joke having the briefcase? I was a fan of his, but still, it's like that's how other people were.
Yeah.
But, like, now Drew McIntyre in that spot where basically Randy Orton, he can go for a title. No one bat an eye. So I think the briefcase should have went to, like, either Ali, Andrade. I don't like him, but even Finn Balor.
But even the same thing with Lesnar, they didn't even have to waste the opportunity on him because again, nobody can question it or nobody needs to question it. If he would have just got his rematch, nobody would have cared. But
they wanted to.
Whereas the Money in the Bank it's a spotlight. Whoever has the Money in the Bank automatically is not only taken seriously. That can be argued. I'll admit that, but you can't deny that there's a lot of attention on that person, and everybody is curious about what that guy's going to do next.
The Miz. No one took him seriously. He won the title from Randy Orton and defended it successfully at WrestleMania 27 with the help of The Rock, of course. But
the cock.
The cock.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Miz is still one of my favorites because I like The Miz. Current wrestling right now, he feels pretty good. Let's see.
Like pretty good or great or I'm really interested in. Definitely the Velveteen Dream. I think he's the future of the business, man.
Not a fan.
Really?
He sucks. He's garbage. Not playing. Seriously, I'm gonna cut out your laugh and like have it for like a.
Well, I hope you do, pal, because again, your views are going to rise as soon as you do.
Pow.
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 You see, I say it so many times, I'm gonna start saying it at work. So why do you keep saying pal? I don't know.
Oh,
this guy said on the podcast.
At the taqueria.
Didn't know you.
Being a janitor.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
You're gonna say it to a woman, and she's just gonna look down on you like, what?
What do you say? That's that chocolate.
Who's been your favorite opponent to this date?
Me.
Besides yourself, of course, because you either used your own self.
My favorite opponent.
Something like that.
That's a good question, pal. Pal.
Just answer the question, pal. Please, pal.
Okay, pal.
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 PayPal.
Hey, pal.
Pen.
We got PayPal, so if y'all want to
Pen
donate.
pal.
Pen
We're
pal.
all pals. Friend pal.
We're not pals.
Oh, we're not pals.
No,
I
this
don't.
is
You
just
don't have to
business.
remind me of
This is
that.
business association. I'm still a fan of yours, but it's still business.
This is pleasure and business we talking about.
What?
It's both.
Not really. Until you use us an autograph, a free autograph, then.
A free autograph. How much you charge for your autographs?
I'll tell you what, pal.
Pal?
I won't charge you a single dollar as long as you say, while looking into that camera right there, AA3 is better than Rebel Edge.
AA3 is better than.
You're not even looking at the fucking camera. You're like, your eyes are going both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Look directly at it.
AA3 is better than.
To be fair, I'm not a fan of Rebel Edge. So AA3 is better than Rebel Edge.
You get a free autograph,
I
pal.
don't give a fuck about free autograph.
What did you not just ask?
Autograph.
Did you not just
I'm a
ask for
fan
an
of yours. I already
autograph?
have an autograph. I paid the $30 for it.
$300.
Must have been a discount then, huh?
$300.
You should, get on Tiffany about that.
Yeah, I should. This is
So
taking
are
you
gonna
way
pay
longer.
You're gonna pay with PayPal with that shit now.
This is taking way longer than it should have for you to say it.
What? Rebel Edge is better than AA3.
Damn.
What? Did I get that right?
Who's the World War champion right now?
I fucked up, didn't I?
Who's the World War champion?
Yeah,
right now?
you did.
You
and You're
fucked
definitely
up.
not getting an
You
autograph
fucked up.
now.
Who's the World War champion?
Sorry, I'd rather pay for it.
Who's the champion?
Who's the champion? Is that guy Damien O'Rourke?
That guy's probably gonna be the next champion. Though he's pretty good.
It's got
He was
potential.
pretty funny on the podcast.
Well, you know what, pal? I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and say Nick, right? That's your name?
Nick H, the bad guy.
Nick H, the bad guy.
The
The
bad
bad
guy,
guy,
Nick
Nick
H.
H.
Actually, that's how it's supposed to go.
The bad guy, Nick H.
Nick
This is
So,
free endorsement.
you-
for you. You should put this on your channel. I'll cut it out.
You are a champion, pal.
It's not gonna. It's gonna record that shit.
You are a champion, pal. You're the champion at the Tecuaches.
Hey.
You're the champion of pissing me off.
Yes.
You're the champion of
Are you really pissed
Oh, man.
off? He's kind of like smiling a little bit.
because I love to
You
insult
know this
people
is the
to their
best thing
face.
He's
ever
very
been on.
pissed.
I love to
Ever done.
insult
I
people
am
to their face with a
royally
big old
pissed.
This is your favorite
smile on
interview.
my face.
This is your favorite interview,
Whenever puts a smile on your
including the
face.
time I interviewed you after you got the title. It's your favorite.
What? When did you interview me?
Alzheimer's, man.
You know, after. How old are you? 23.
23.
You need to go get that checked out. It's hard to take too many.
Maybe because I got
Shots.
interviewed by so many people that I don't remember.
I've never seen any of these interviews, man. As far as I was concerned,
I think I was one of the interviewers. Nick
Me.
H, the interviewer. It's never uploaded on my channel.
Wow, dang.
Well, it sounds like you watch a lot of TV, so I don't really think
Not really.
you go out of your
You
way
think you're
to.
on TV? You're on YouTube.
Are we not on TV?
No, this is YouTube.
What?
It's the same thing.
Oh, you see that?
God,
that
this
logo?
is
YouTube.
absolute bullcrap.
This is KRAS.
What is that? What is that?
Channel 6 News. You not watch TV?
Obviously not. Obviously, I don't.
Do
God.
you have, see the internet? They're on there too.
Any inspirations besides yourself?
Any inspirations beside myself as far as what?
Inspirations. Who do you look up to? Who inspires you to be a better AA tree?
A tree?
AA tree.
A threats.
Probably my mother.
That's a good answer.
My mother,
That's
pal.
good. That's good, pal.
That's a great answer.
That's good answer.
Yeah. My mother is one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my entire life. And although she's got a temper that flares like a mother effer, burning flame of passion, that's something I've chased my entire life. Without my mom, I would not be where I am today. I would not be the man I am today. I would not be the Rogue World Champion today.
The only thing I have a problem with that title is that it says World Championship. They should have like flipped that. But any other inspirations?
Probably The Rock. The Rock would be a big inspiration of mine.
Of course.
Did you watch your damn interview?
Have you not heard my mic skills?
The cock.
Are you still in his mic skills? Are you saying?
No, I've never sold
It doesn't matter what it is.
His
inspirations
You're
are
so funny,
No.
So you got another laugh out of him. It's a fake
Mr.
laugh, but you still got a laugh out of him.
Ha ha ha.
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Teeth so yellow, I cannot believe they're not butter.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Ha, ha, ha.
Little butter.
The Rock. Every rich guy, every wrestler, everybody says The Rock.
The Rock.
$7 in my pocket, The Rock.
Surprised you didn't say Ric Flair.
Woo!
Silent profile.
No, I was never really a big Ric Flair fan, but because I missed his prime. I didn't get to see when he was the man. He was just Ric Flair, the old school vet. I never really saw him as the man.
You don't go back and rewatch old.
I rewatch his stuff, but I'm just saying, growing up, I was never really like a fan of his. I didn't know much about him. I thought,
But like now, as A3 right now, you're a fan of his.
Yeah. I don't think there's a single wrestler in the whole world that hasn't taken some inspiration from Ric Flair. And if they say they haven't, then they're inspired by somebody that was inspired by him. Like he's the OG, just like Gorgeous George is the OG for Ric Flair's generation, and Luthez is the OG for who is it? Triple H's generation. Bruno Sammartino is the OG for like John Cena's generation. And it just goes on, man.
Are you a fan of Roddy Piper?
No, not really. It's not that I dislike him or I
At least his
don't think
promo
he's
skills.
not good. I just, from watching his promos and stuff, I just kind of think like, hey, he's a good speaker, and that's kind of it. I don't really like, no disrespect, obviously. It's just, he's just never really been that guy for me.
So, The Rock and your mom as inspirations.
Yeah, definitely.
Favorite opponent you face in the ring? You never really answered that question.
Well, I mean, it's really caught in between a lot of them. Gosh, I definitely would probably say Blade Lawson.
Just faced him twice.
I've only faced him twice, and he was that good. And that's why you guys definitely need to check out
He won.
July 21st.
First match. Continues that pattern because he won a third match.
See, you were complaining about me always interrupting you. And so now I'm trying to give you the respect and answer your questions with respect, and yet you're interrupting me as I'm talking.
No, I didn't complain about
No. And you're saying it with this
the voice being louder, thinking you run the show.
I don't run the show. Obviously, it's not called AA 3 o'clock, aka the AA 3 hour.
Is it,
Nick?
I will watch that show if you come up with a show like that.
AA 3 o'clock.
AA 3 o'clock? No, that's crap. But the AA 3 hour?
AA 3 o'clock, the AA 3 hour. It has to go together. It's not just one.
It has to be
phrase.
the AA 3 hour. AA 3 o'clock? No, that's not. That's not very clever.
That's not what? That's not clever. That's not clever. And Wrasslin Talkos is
Wrestling Kingdom Entertainment.
This is in wrestling.
You're pointing at the
side. What is this show?
This podcast is Wrestling Talkos under the Wrestling Kingdom Entertainment brand.
Anything else you want to mention?
You know how Rogue? You're under the Rogue. That's your wrestling company. Barred under a brand.
God, you took way too long to think about that.
Yeah,
and
no,
try to
answer
that.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is that a reference? Too long.
But is it not under a brand or is it just Rogue?
Yep.
What was the question again?
How great I am.
No, it's not.
How smart I am. How good looking.
Do you have a doctor's degree?
I do not.
Then you're not smart.
Oh shit.
That is
That's
so,
just paper.
That is so
Baker's
ridiculous.
Dr. Baker.
That is so ridiculous.
Speaking of Dr. Baker, you see Double or Nothing?
I did not see Double or Nothing.
Oh, this dude's rich. He says he's smart. He's intelligent. He loves wrestling. You'll think he'll spend the $60
Nah, who does that?
to watch Double or Nothing.
Oh no, spend $60.
You know what the difference between a guy like
he would
me
go to Las Vegas
and a guy like you is?
For a new show.
Who says I've never been to
The
shows
difference
live?
is he has
You
fish
think he
wear,
would-
you don't have fish wear.
You think he would? I shave every day, but you think he would invade A3? You think he would invade Double or Nothing? Considering he was basically on the poster.
Poor guy doesn't know how contracts work. Am I right, Nick?
I mean, you're advertised, man.
I'm sorry, the
You were
bad
on the
guy.
poster.
To be fair, I'm not even
Nick
under
Great
contract.
names.
Nick H. Get that
Nick
right.
Stage 7.
Nick H3, right? Or the third?
NH3.
NH3.
NH3. All right,
Being
cool.
the greatest sex
He's
of
not
all
the third.
time.
I'm so sorry for getting your name wrong.
3 is his favorite number, though, but he's not third.
I am the third child of my family, so.
Anyways,
My
you don't
birthday's
know
July
how
3rd.
you don't know how contracts work. Obviously,
Sure.
I couldn't be at Double or Nothing because
But you're
I'm
here
under
right
contract.
now on a podcast.
On a podcast. It's not a wrestling organization. It's totally different.
They didn't tell him about the rest of my
There's a
passports.
clause in my contract that says I'm not allowed to
You and
appear.
Nick H. wrestle for our show at the end of the podcast. That's how the podcast works.
You hang out with this guy 24/7, Nick?
I mean, not really.
We work.
We work.
It's like
You work with this guy?
12.
I used to, but not anymore. It's a long story.
12 hours a day, maybe.
And you enjoy this kind of company
Sometimes.
most of the time when you.
I mean, I'm not real addicted to him. So
I mean, he tries to be, but I mean, you can't really be addicted to a dick himself, so that's not how it works.
I mean, I guess I am because I'm getting under his skin.
What?
Oh, you're getting
How's that
under
work?
my skin.
Yeah, I'm getting under
You're getting under my skin.
your skin. Let's go on to the next question.
Get underneath
All
the
right.
skin.
Who's one person you believe is deserving of a title opportunity?
Where? In Rogue?
Are you not champion?
Or are you
For
talking
Rogue?
about a different organization?
You
Or are you
not know
talking
how
about
contracts
Rogue?
work?
Shit.
That Nick,
Hey,
come
can
on,
you-
like
can you
that doesn't
face-
even make any sense.
Can you
Nick.
Doesn't
face
make
someone like
sense.
Chris Benoit whenever you're with Rogue?
Whoa.
Or
Chris Benoit, I mean,
can you face someone
yeah,
like
wants to bring him back to
John
life.
Cena with Rogue? Well, technically John Cena's not under contract, so you can't answer that one. Can you face Cody Rhodes while you're under contract with Rogue for the Rogue World
I
title?
would love to see that match.
I mean, I think
His
that's
ass.
up to Cody Rhodes,
Cody
but
Rhodes will whoop his ass.
you think Cody Rhodes could whoop my ass?
No, I don't think he can. I know.
Okay.
he will.
Well, let me ask you a question about that.
Yes.
Let me ask your question with another question. What makes you think Cody Rhodes could kick my ass?
Cody Rhodes is just better than you in the ring. On
He's
the mic.
better than me in the ring and on the mic?
Yeah,
That's kind of silly to say. That's very silly to say, in
that's
fact.
not silly to say at all. To the viewers listening right now, if you believe A3 can whoop Cody Rhodes' ass, has a chance against Cody Rhodes, come on our YouTube chat or just email me. Let me know, and I'll get back to A3 on the response.
Well, please do, because I would absolutely love to put up the Rogue World Championship against Cody
can you
Rhodes.
say that 3 times fast?
No.
He admits he can't say it. He's not good at everything.
You hear this guy, man? Come on. You're not even trying anymore. You had so much energy when this podcast
You
started.
had so much energy
And
on this
now-
podcast, and look at me now.
now you're
You
just
know it.
falling
Can
apart.
we get
pal.
dragged out towards the end of the podcast?
Yeah, kind
Can-
of. I mean, I was supposed to have my Dr. Pepper to re-energize, but you fucking put your lips on it and drink it.
He said it sucked, and then he's
Continue.
drinking
It was a
and
terrible
saving
drink,
it.
like absolutely
It's probably because
disgusting.
you have
What?
that gum in your
One of
mouth.
the worst drinks I've ever had in my entire life.
Yep, that's juicy.
And you know what?
That
You know
is
what?
the
juicy
worst
fruit.
gum
You
ever.
know what? You want a gum?
That's
You
the
can
worst
have a gum,
ever.
and maybe this will replenish you.
I actually don't want a gum. I like that gum.
You don't like this gum? Okay, well,
Is that gum good enough for
Screw you,
A3?
obviously it is if the 83's chewing it, pal.
I thought you had
So
higher
what flavor was
expectations.
Strawberry watermelon collisions.
There you go. A3 endorsed.
I don't know why this is on there. How many times have you beat Reb?
3.
Rebel Edge.
Oh no, 2 times.
I don't know why this question's on there. I don't remember where I typed in this question.
As far as who deserves a Rogue World Championship opportunity, nobody does at the moment because I'm the hardest working guy there, the best wrestler.
So
Not the
Blade
best
Lawson
one,
doesn't deserve a title opportunity.
He
Nope.
doesn't.
Damian Rourke doesn't deserve a title opportunity.
Nope.
South Silva.
Maybe,
Nope.
I don't know.
Loyoka.
No, definitely not
Ace
Loyoka.
Montana.
I've already beaten him.
Iceman.
Beat Ace.
Uh,
Beat
Rebel
Sal.
Edge.
I beat Rebel Edge.
Damian Rourke. I said Damian Rourke. I think I said that one.
I beat Damian Rourke.
I
beat
like
Daniel
that,
Hayes.
though. He almost
I
had you, but like, you
beat-
beat him in 2 minutes. That's pretty
I
funny.
beat him in
He
2
almost had
minutes.
you never had his car.
I'll tell you what, a guy would not mind getting in the ring with that I would love to put up this Rogue World Championship
Mercer.
and my Dark Face Championship when I eventually win it is Rio. You see, I have a personal vendetta against Rio because after my match with the former associate of Rogue that I'm not going to mention, but after my match, I won a Rogue World Championship opportunity, and then the Youngblood came out. And here I am thinking, oh, I've seen these guys around in the back. I think these guys are going to be cool. I fist bump Sledge, and I fist bump Rio, and they do what they do to that guy. I said, get him, kick him, punch him, whatever. Sledge says, it's time for the failsafe, and hits the failsafe on that guy, and Rio jumps and does his real deal on top of him. I'm like, awesome, yeah, they raised my hand. They're like, yeah, this is the man. And then they betrayed me.
Such a
Sledge
bad move.
hits his failsafe on me. And then Rio gets on the top rope and does the real deal on me. I beat Sledge in the middle of the ring. But the one guy I've never been in the ring with at all since then is Rio. So Rio, if you're hearing me right now, I hope your shoulder is healing up very nicely, and I hope you're hungry for the Rogue World Championship and the Darkface Championship, a championship he never lost.
Did he return the last show?
I don't think he did. I think he made a run-in, but I don't think he had a match.
I think he faced Loyoka.
No. No, I don't think that's right.
Who faced Loyoka then?
I don't think Loyoka had a match either.
No, Loyoka had a match. They were supposed to face someone, but then it got canceled. They were supposed to face Ozzy Mercer. Ozzy Mercer, I don't know what happened with him. And
I don't know what happened with him either.
Rio's the one that does
to do with me.
Off the top rope.
And that's
His
totally
moves
going away from my point.
His moves off the top rope.
But
Like
anyways,
a swanton, kind of.
Rio
You don't even know who on your own show.
Rio never
won the
lost
show.
the Darkface Championship. So if Rio wants another opportunity at the Rogue Darkface Championship, I would absolutely love to give him that opportunity, as well as an opportunity for the Rogue World Championship, so I can whoop his ass in the middle of the ring and leave him laying the way he and Sledge left me when they were part of the Young Blood.
So you're not saying that he's deserving of being a champion. You're just for a title opportunity. You're just saying that you want to whoop his ass because you have a personal vendetta because you got your feelings hurt because someone jumped you from behind.
Yes.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, and my feelings weren't hurt because he jumped me from behind. My feelings were hurt because I fist bumped the guy and then he betrayed me right after.
So you do have
that is
feelings
the
that
ultimate
Oh, he is
disrespect
human.
to any man. Yeah, obviously I'm a human. Come on, pal. This guy gets it. This guy should be the main event of this show, not you, pal. He should have the mic in front of him, not you.
He does have.
He's better looking. He's got a better smile,
and
and he's got a better beard than you.
Yeah, it's fine.
I shaved at one point.
What
People
does that have to?
People ask you what shift.
What does that have to do with anything? What?
So
I'm putting you over, pal. Come
The
on.
point is,
Yes.
you don't even know if Rio was on the show or not when you won the title.
I don't care about Rio.
You should be like this is your show now. You are running the show because you have this title.
Oh, you. There you go, gassing me up like a
doesn't-
car right
He doesn't
now.
even know
Podcast
that his own show is not on TV. He doesn't know that Rio returned on the last show.
Well, in case you haven't been paying attention, the last show was the biggest show in my entire life. All I was thinking about was getting in the middle of the ring with Rebel Edge for this very championship. Do you really
So you had
think I was
going in.
Do you? Yes, absolutely. Do you think I cared about Rio? Do you think I was thinking about Rio?
You're
No.
thinking about him
No.
now. You think you'll go back? and
Yeah,
watch
absolutely.
some
I'm
old
thinking
shit.
about him now. I'm thinking about him now.
So you have tunnel vision set on Rio now.
No, I
No.
don't. I'm just saying, if the guy wants an opportunity at the Rogue
He can
World
get it.
Championship and the Rogue Darkface Championship, I'll give it to him anytime he wants.
After
Anytime.
you win the dark face.
When
championship
I win the
from
Darkface
Blake.
Championship.
That's why I
pal.
said after.
Yeah.
If you listen.
Do you listen?
Yes, I do listen.
Does this guy listen?
I listen to the
Sometimes.
podcast after. Not population, but I listen to all the podcasts. On
Oh, I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. I get it. You listen to the podcast after, so you can edit out all the parts where you look stupid, so you seem smarter to the audience.
Again,
watching
you
at
think
home.
we edit this? I told you at the beginning. You don't listen. I told you at the beginning. This is uncut, unfiltered. So do you really listen?
God, it's
Like
just,
for you being on a podcast, you think you listen to our podcast at least once.
normally when I talk to people, they let me do all the talking.
That's where they fuck
And
up.
this
at.
is the longest interview I've ever had where the interviewer would rather put himself over than talk about his guest.
I mean, he does have a big ego. And
Like, am I right,
You know,
Nick?
to be fair, I put everybody over.
He's got a
prior to
huge
this,
ego, Nick.
and that's when everybody started thinking they run the podcast, not me. Me and him run the podcast. We run the ship. But so you said Rio, you would like to face him for your World Championship and Dark Face Championship, which you don't currently have until the next show.
Yes.
So Rio, if you're listening and you want to give an answer to AA3, accept this challenge, come on the podcast next month or the month after, July, August, you come on and answer him. Maybe I'll be the main event of what's that show after July? Throw Geeks out right now. You're going to be in September in Alice. I forget what it's called. Jim Wells.
Yes. Rogue Rage.
Road Rage. There you go. Road Rage.
Alvarez Festival. Which
So-
I will be main eventing as the first ever Rogue Darkface
He has
champion.
a lot of dreams and a lot of aspirations. I like it.
Aren't they so inspiring?
Not really, but let's see. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 2024.
That's a really good question. I can't answer it. I really can't. You know, one of the biggest things about Rogue that I've noticed is when I stepped here, there were a lot of things that happened here that I never, ever could have imagined happening in a million years. We've had shows at RealmsCon, at the American Bank Center. We've had shows, the first ever wrestling show at Brewster Street Ice House ever. WWE's never done that. What was it? Ring of Honor, TNA when they used to do touring. Even back in the day, I didn't know that. Even back in the day, the NWA, excuse me, and any like outlaw promotions that they had back in the day, they never did that. We're the first ones to ever do that. So being the champion right now, it's almost like the world is just endless. Like the possibilities are endless for Rogue. With me as the face of Rogue, the possibilities for us, they can go anywhere. I don't know. I don't know how far I can take this place, but I know that the sky is the limit. Space is the limit. I can go anywhere I want.
So I'm hearing
as champion.
You can be dual world champion, dark face champion, universal champion, galactic world champion, AEW champion, NWA world champion, Impact world champion, X Division champion.
If you're asking me if I see myself going to a different organization anytime soon, because it kind of feels like that's what you're hinting at. Is that what you're hinting at?
No, I'm asking where you see yourself in 5 years. Like, where do we see ourselves in 5 years? We see ourselves having a bigger brand, more people on our...
I think I'll be retired by then.
Okay, I see myself in 5 years having a bigger...
We'll see. Okay, well then going off, and when you put it like that, I see myself being the Rogue champion for the next 5 years.
Next 5 years.
I see myself being the Dark Face champion for the next 5 years.
Let's make that bet right now.
I see myself making Rogue... I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to join in. I'm not going to try to be friends.
I'm not going to... And doesn't even want to give away money. Wow.
No. It's not one of those type of people.
Who cares? Who cares what I do with my money? What do you care?
No.
Anyways, but going off of your question, pal.
Pal. Yes, continue, pal.
I don't see myself leaving Rogue anytime soon. I see myself being both champions for the next 5 years. And I see myself taking the brand to different levels than we have ever taken it. I know I've conquered Robstown. I know I can conquer Corpus Christi when we eventually move on. I don't understand how that's funny.
I'm tired right now. I haven't slept really from Vegas, so I'm still tired. Continue.
Well, why didn't you just reschedule this thing then?
Oh, so
why waste my time as a guest having me here? Do you believe this guy, Nick?
You're having fun, man. This isn't really a waste of time. We know you're having fun. You're enjoying this podcast.
Shut up.
You're enjoying. You're not going to tell me so much. You listen to Rebel Edge's podcast all the way through with Damian Rourke.
No, I wanted to see
in the back
what those two thick watches were going to say about me. That's why I watched. Yeah. I watched every minute of that.
You care what everybody says about you? Is that just in the back of your head? Like, oh, I wanted to say that likes me. What are you saying about me? He's probably talking shit about me. Like, because if that's what's in your head, man, you need to go clear that shit out. Because I don't care what people say about me. He doesn't care what people say about him. You didn't clear that shit. That's a problem right there.
And you're a success. And you're a success.
Did you not hear?
Obviously, you're not.
You know, at the beginning of the
obviously,
podcast,
you're not a champion like me. Because caring about what other people think has brought me and pushed me and motivated me to go to levels that you can only dream of, pal. So don't you ever try to give me life advice, buddy. What do you do on a daily basis?
You switched it up.
What do you do on a daily basis? I'm hanging out. What kind of? I'm hanging out.
You're hanging out with us right now. So what are you doing on a daily basis? You're on our podcast, and if you don't think that us getting you on our podcast isn't really a success right now, then why are you here?
I'll give you that.
He's doing charity work.
I'll give you that, but don't try to give me life advice.
I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just letting you get that shit out of your head.
Bud.
You're supposed to go into
Bud.
It's not Buddy, it's Bud.
Okay, Bud.
All right, Bud. Are you sponsored by Buddies?
HE Buddies.
You're the
World Rogue is sponsored by Buddies, but I myself am
I'm
not
glad you know what
sponsored by
sponsorship you have.
There you go. Sponsorship.
Well, I'm glad you know too, and I'm glad you're getting the word out there. Shout out to Buddies for being a proud sponsor of Rogue.
I've never shopped with them once.
Let
I
me
have heard
know.
of them, though.
When you want me on your commercial, I'll make a better commercial than Rebel Edge did. Thank you very much.
Was it on a commercial?
Yes, he was.
Like a TV commercial? Or like a YouTube commercial?
TV commercial.
That's
And a
badass.
YouTube commercial.
Fuck, when you get him back on the podcast.
Why?
Why
You
don't you
have
guys-
me. You have me
Have you
here.
been on a commercial?
Yes.
It's on the bucket
What
list.
commercial?
We'll get there.
A Rogue commercial.
That's
Don't say it doesn't count because it does.
like us saying we've been on a WKE commercial. We're on a WKE video. We've been on YouTube.
No, that's
Nick,
not.
that's exactly
fucking
the
That
same.
is absolutely
That is exactly
not.
the
No,
same,
no.
That commercial?
Yeah.
Nicholas.
It would be the same if you had a boss that actually owned WKE and he said, "You know what, Franco, you've
I
been
am the
working
boss."
so hard. Yeah, you're your own boss, so it doesn't count.
He's on a
I'm
commercial.
not my own boss.
He's been on a commercial.
I have somebody above me that tells me where I need to be, what kind of appearances I need to make, and
So you're not the
when my
highest
next
right
show's
now.
on, obviously
You're the
not.
world champion.
I
You're
am the
highest.
champion. Yes, I am the champion, but there's still someone above me who schedules my matches, who schedules my flights, who schedules who I'm going to be wrestling
If
for the
you're the
next
world
show.
champion, why don't you go and start your own promotion and become the boss and become the world champion on that one?
I don't know. Why doesn't Nick leave and go start his own
Just try
podcast?
to already. That's why.
I technically I could, but I mean, if I was being a nice person, helping out,
You could be a dick, be a terrible friend, and just leave.
I
If you
could
want to. I mean, you can actually.
eventually.
You want me to release you from contract?
I'm just too
I'll
lazy
release you.
to.
I won't be WWE and just keep you here for I'm not gonna use them.
I mean, I feel like I've done my part by now. I
Yeah.
can leave with
You want to sign a contract with us, man? You can be on commercials.
commercials. Being the studio right there.
It won't
Nicholas.
interfere with Rogue.
Well, what's the pay?
You get juicy fruit gum.
Juicy fruit gum. Really? You think I'm worth juicy fruit gum? Well, then the
I think
answer
you're
is
worth less
no.
than that, but yeah,
Mm.
that was me being nice. I was like, you actually give you your own gum right
He's being
there.
very generous. I mean,
Nick,
your
do
name
you
could be
hear
on
this
that
guy? Like
contract,
he doesn't do a very good job of being nice, does he, Dick?
I'm not nice, man. I'm like you, but like more of a dick.
You're like me.
Yeah.
Really?
Just
I'm
like
more of a
me.
dick.
You're like me.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at me. I'm Alejandro Alvarez III, the reflection of perfection, the tecuache of all tecuaches.
I'm the tecuache of all. Do you not
Tecuache
understand
of
the
all
difference
tecuaches.
between
Did you
calling
see
somebody a tecuache and being a
Put that on a
tecuache?
t-shirt though.
Should. You should be like Scarlett Bordeaux, where she has t-shirts that say I'm a 5. You should have t-shirts on tecuache that say I'm a tecuache. Yeah.
I'm not gonna write that down in my notes. Shut up.
I mean, I would buy a t-shirt of yours if you didn't have white t-shirts. I don't like white t-shirts.
Why?
I don't like white t-shirts.
Well, why though? It's
So
so
Dr.
strange.
don't
Thornett
like-
becomes all
I
brown.
wear black.
So if Dr. Pepper came out with a new can that was all white, like the Diet Coke or the Diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't like Diet Dr Pepper.
But let's say
that's a different.
they
subject.
created a new Dr. Pepper that was all
Oh,
white, right? Even the
The soda.
the soda itself was white. You wouldn't drink it?
To be fair, they created that blue one, the dark berry.
What? There's a dark berry
What?
Dr.
This is
Pepper?
dark berry.
Really?
Yes.
Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's
Flavor
from
time
those
and
Far From Home Spider-Man.
Really?
It
Okay,
tastes like crap.
I have not heard. Oh, okay, so it tastes like crap.
Well, it tastes
Okay.
like
It tastes like it tastes
blue
fruity.
raspberry icy mixed with like cotton candy icing.
That sounds terrible.
That's how I see it as. But people said no, but that's how I see it as. But I mean, I would buy it just for the can. Try it. If it's trash, it's trash.
Just buy the
I
can
don't
just
like
because the way
white
it looks.
t-shirts.
It's blue can. It was a very nice color.
Doesn't it have like a Mysterio on there?
Rey Mysterio. No.
Yeah, Rim
Non Rey Mysterio.
Jake
Has
Gyllenhaal,
a
Prince
different mask.
Persia.
has this thong mask one.
Donnie Darko. Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
I'm glad you got Dr Pepper because you hate that.
I hate it so much. It tastes terrible. I bet that dark berry one is way better than the original.
Bet you were licking your lips secretly. Pick up.
He probably loves Dr Pepper. He's like, he knows about the dark berry. He probably just like went to buy like.
I'm
3
not
cases.
jittery. What are you talking about? I'm not
Jittery.
jittery. Wondering
Like 3
about.
cases before you got here.
You didn't share any?
Okay, well, you know what? This podcast has been long. We'll wrap it up with a fun question because, this whole podcast has been fun. You have stumbled across the Infinity Gauntlet. You know the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm assuming you know Spider-Man, so you know the
Is
Infinity
that what you nerdy guys watch? Is
My
that
fault.
the name
I'm
of
kind
the?
half nerd, not really.
Yeah, I'm not
Tend to be a
I'm not really a
nerd.
nerd. I just watch mainstream shit. So, yeah. But Marvel, you like Spider-Man because I said Spider-Man sucked. And you said, oh my God, I'm going to fucking kill you because Spider-Man's a
Well, I mean,
fucking
what
god.
kid doesn't like Spider-Man?
Oh, so you're a kid.
Yeah. What? Come on! Like
You're a
just
kid.
you're flipping
You
these
heard it here
questions on
first,
me,
folks.
and I'm getting
Alejandro
sick and
Alvarez
tired of it.
III is
I'm
a
so
kid.
glad this podcast
He's a
is
kid at
ending.
heart. Gotta keep that kid at heart, man. Never let go of that cowboy inside. You ever stumble across, you know, the Infinity Gauntlet, right? You know, Marvel.
Well, obviously,
everything disappears.
it's a big money seller.
You ever stumble across the Infinity Gauntlet. You can now delete or alter any wrestling moment in history. What moment do you change or delete? This ain't just Rogue. This ain't just WWE. This is any promotion, any wrestling, any time, any era.
God, I think, as sad as it sounds, probably Owen Hart dying.
So you'll delete that moment and have him
Still be around. Still be around. Or maybe the Montreal screw job. One of those moments.
Why?
Because
that's what kicked off the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It did kick off the Attitude Era, but it led to a lot of like distrust between like wrestlers and promotions, and I don't know. But I mean, that's like my number 2. I definitely would say just Owen Hart dying.
You wouldn't say the Chris Benoit tragedy?
I feel like that one needed to happen in hindsight, as shitty as it sounds. You know, because after he passed, people started to take concussions a lot more seriously and do a lot more research into that. As steroids as well, like they really cracked down on WWE's wellness policy and whatnot.
Down?
I'm sorry?
You say quack down?
Crack down.
I heard quack. Sorry.
Did I say quack?
I heard quack.
We'll rewind this later and find out.
Just me, I don't know.
But you know, they really started to crack down on like their drug policy, and you know, one of the big things that I really commend them for is like former wrestlers, you know, that were affiliated with WWE have access to like free rehab and whatnot because of that tragedy. And as again, as shitty as it sounds, you know, that whole situation kind of needed to happen. You know, they eliminated chair shots afterward and a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, despite what I personally feel about the guy, you know.
So Owen Hart, number 1. Number 2 will be Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, maybe the Montreal Screwjob. Maybe.
Would you change or alter anything to the Infinity Gauntlet?
Change.
CM Punk leaving. I hate that I wish he would come back.
Are you a CM Punk fan?
I'm a huge CM Punk fan.
Me too.
He's what got me back. He's what got me back into wrestling.
So, I guess 214.
When I said 2011, that was a very explicit reference to the year he cut the pipe bomb, because around that time period, I was just done. I didn't want to watch anymore. I just didn't care about wrestling anymore, and just, you know, he ended up cutting that promo, and it made me interested again. And every week afterward, I would watch just to see what he was going to do next.
So you'll have CM Punk come back for your own benefit, and you'll have him go through all things he's going through WWE and wrestling, just to amuse you. Selfish fan.
Very selfish fan.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably do the same thing too.
I expect it from you, though.
Let me ask you guys questions. I have a few questions I would like to ask you guys. Who do you want to see AA3 face for the Rogue World Championship?
I think it'll be a good contender. AA3 versus NH3. If you're listening, Brooklyn Harper, I think that's a good main event right there.
Gosh,
you won't last in the ring for like maybe a minute.
I don't even last in bed, so I mean.
I'll answer your question, but let me end the live stream right now. See you guys later on YouTube.